Okay, here's another parametric example. So this one is a figure skater on ice. We're given x and y in terms of t. We've got to find the coordinates of the figure skater at the beginning of his motion. Well, okay, so what do you know at the beginning of the motion? We know at the beginning of the motion that t is going to be 0. So if t is 0, that means that x equals 8 cos of 20 times 0, which means 8 times 1, so x is 8, y is equal to 12 sine 10t minus pi over 3. Okay, but then t is 0, so if we take that part out, so that means that it's 12 sine minus pi over 3, which is equal to minus 6 root 3. So our coordinates are 8 minus 6 root 3. Okay, now B. Find the coordinates of the point where the figure skater intersects his own path. So if we look at the picture, we can see the point where it intersects is on the x-axis. And if that's on the x-axis, then we know that y is equal to 0. So that means that 0 equals 12 sine 10t minus pi over 3. Okay, and then that means that our 10t minus pi over 3 is equal to arc sine of 12, oh no, sorry, of 0. Yeah. Okay, and that tells us that 10t minus pi over 3 actually equals 0 pi 2 pi. Okay, so then we can add our pi over 3, so therefore 10t equals pi over 3, 4 pi over 3, 7 pi over 3. Okay, and then of course then we can work out that t equals pi over 30, 4 pi over 30, 7 pi over 30. And remember, we're limited to 2 pi because 2 pi would be one complete revolution. Okay, so now we can start to work out what x is. So x is equal to 8 cos 20 times pi over 30 for the first solution, which equals 8 cos 2 pi over 3, which is equal to minus 4. So that means our coordinates are minus 4, 0. Right. Now that was at the x-axis, and then C asked us to find the coordinates of the point where they cross the y-axis, and we should get 4 solutions. We can see that from the diagram. So this time x is equal to 0. So that means that 0 is equal to 8 cos 20t, and therefore 0 is equal to cos of 20t, because if I divide 8, I get the same thing. So now that means that my 20t is equal to pi over 2, 3 pi over 2, 5 pi over 2, 7 pi over 2. Okay, all of that. And then I can say that 10t, okay, is obviously half of that. So that's pi over 4, 3 pi over 4, 5 pi over 4 and 7 pi over 4. So now I need to work out my y values. So the first one, y equals 12 sine pi over 4 minus pi over 3, which gives us 12 sine minus pi over 12, which is negative 3.11. Second solution, 12 times sine, now we've got 3 pi over 4 minus pi over 3, which is 12 sine 5 pi over 12, and that's 11.59. Now we've got y equals 12 sine 5 pi over 4 minus pi over 3, and that's 12 sine 11 pi over 12, which is 3.11, and you can see these are symmetrical. And now we've got y equals 12 sine 7 pi over 4 minus pi over 3, and that's 12 sine 17 pi over 12, which is negative 11.59. And again, those two are symmetrical. And we've got our 4 points. Okay, and the last thing, we're going to work out how long it takes for the figure of 8 to complete one complete figure of 8 motion. Okay, well, now we have to think about the period of our function. Right, so the period of x equals 8 cos 20t. Now that takes 2 pi over 20, because remember, the 20t means 20 times faster, so we just divide out 2 pi by 10. And for y, we've got 12 sine of 10t minus pi over 3, so the period for that is 2 pi over 10. In the same way, we've got 10t, that means 10 times faster. So the period is the shortest one, 2 pi over 10 in minutes. And that's our answer.